Live. All right, here we go. Didn't plan on doing one tonight, actually. I've said that many nights, but I really didn't. So what are we talking about tonight? I actually got a couple of things. You know, when it comes around Christmas time, maybe this is just me, and you see something that's not expensive, but it's kind of cool, and you kind of want it in your stocking. So you buy it yourself, and you say, okay, this is for my girlfriend or boyfriend to give me. Because I know this is something I'm going to be excited to watch, I'm excited to check out. So what I wanted to do today was show you a couple things that I picked up, and we'll go from there. I think that we can actually get a good conversation going out of what I'm going to show you, and what can kind of launch pad out from that. Basically, this is what I consider, and people have seen the thumbnail and are watching this not live will know exactly what it is. One of the most underrated shows of all time. Now, it's an anthology series, and as far as anthology series go, I consider this one of the best, and especially definitely the best of the era that it was done in. Now, when you think about the anthology series, there's a lot of stuff that comes to mind. If you're looking early, hey Ian, how's it going? I got a couple neat things that I'm going to show. Things that I actually can't open up and unbox, but I can show you the boxes of them because I can't look at them until after Christmas, because they are legitimately Christmas gifts. The ones that I bought for myself. Hey Andrew, how's it going? I'm actually kind of interested in your opinion on this too, by the way, because this is a series that I got a lot of love for. Murdersville, welcome, and at the beginning, right on. So I've got people here that are kind of international from all over. This is a show that I'm wondering if you guys have seen, and I'm going to show it right now. That way we can talk about it a bit. I think this one is a highly underrated show, and the people and the talent that came out of the show is insanely unbelievable. Especially for a show that's never been talked about very much ever at all, and has never ever gotten a really great release. So that's a show, and it was done here. It's actually a Canadian-France co-production. Hey Jesse, yo, how's it going, man? If you've heard of this, let me know. So this is The Hitchhiker. Now, does anybody remember this show? I think in some countries it might have been called Deadly Nightmares, but pretty much the known title for this one is The Hitchhiker. And the way this worked was there was the titular character, the Hitchhiker, played, well, mostly throughout the series by Paige Fletcher, but originally in the first three kind of like pilot episodes. Oh yeah. Played by Nicholas Campbell, who's actually a famous Canadian actor that went on to do a show called Da Vinci's Inquest, which is probably didn't make like a ripple over there, but it was a huge show here. And you're 19? You might like this. Now, it's good that you're 19 because this one, think of Tales from the Crypt except darker with a lot more nudity. That's kind of what you get here. This is actually the first HBO dramatic series that they ever created. Yeah, this is the original one. Doesn't remind you of Hitcher though. So Paige Fletcher, seen here, played the character of the Hitcher. And if you look slightly familiar to all you slasher fans out there, it's probably because he did a little Canadian Canucksploitation slasher film by the name of Humongous that was put out by I think by Scorpion Releasing, and one that I have to get in my collection. It's an early favorite of mine, one that I saw in the theater when it originally came out. Now, this has an amazing, not just an amazing cast, but it has amazing directors behind it. There would be, I know Philip Nice directed some of these. There was just an incredible amount of talent on the show. Now, just reading you some of the names on here are like Gary Busey, Peter Coyote, Willem Dafoe, Helen Hunt. Actually, Helen Hunt's episode is not the best. Margot Kidder, Joe Pantaleone, James Remar, Kirstie Alley, Virginia Madison, Jerry Orbach, Gene Simmons, yes, he was in an episode, Tom Skerritt, Michael Madsen, Bill Paxton, Kelly Lynch, Lauren Hutton. Lauren Hutton's in one of the 6 series episodes. Now, unfortunately, this show. Actually, I don't know if it's on Crave. It's if it is, it's you probably got to put in the if there's a code for like a nudity lock, you'd have to put that in for it. I don't have Crave, unfortunately, but this one here was huge. Now, it does say here the complete collection of terror tales from HBO, and that's not quite true. The series ran for 6 seasons, or 6 series as they say over in the UK, and Andrew. So this one had like 85 episodes. Now, this here release about 30 or so. So obviously not the complete series. The complete series has never been put out. There were 3 volumes put out by, I think, by Koch Media. There was an earlier volume that was put out as well by HBO with the first season. And you would have to actually buy a couple different sets to get like even close to around half of the discs. This has around like at least 30 episodes, maybe a little bit more. But luckily it has some of the best episodes. It has like the Shannon Tweed one, volumes 1 and 2, 17 episodes. Yeah, so there was around like 85 altogether. Now, Andrew, to be totally honest, you would never be able to get, unfortunately, as of this speaking right now, it's not the complete series, although that says complete. That's a Canadian release, the Alliance Atlantis release. So good thing about that, the nudity won't be cut, that's for sure. We don't tend to cut that in Canadian shows when we put them on DVD or Blu-ray. Some countries tend to. Now that kind of bothers me. Yeah, Shannon Tweed was in like at least one of the really good episodes. But we had everybody in this show. One that's not on here that I would love to have seen is Klaus had is one with Klaus Kinski, and it was about sound, murder through sound. In Tales from the Crypt, in Monsters, and all those shows, you had a chance. The main character pretty much had a chance. In The Hitchhiker, you're screwed. It's going to go down a dark, twisty path, and more than likely, you are going to be screwed in all senses of the manner. You are, and if you guys look it up, you're going to see exactly like how many people worked on this show, and then you're going to be amazed that you never heard of it, because it's that type of show that when you've never heard of it, well, you haven't heard of it. But once you've heard of it, you can't believe you've never heard of it before. That's the best way, and I think that's seriously the best way to describe the show. It's a show that a lot of people haven't heard of, but once they do, you can't forget it. It's not on Crave. So what they said. So I'm going to a good old wiki here to give you a little bit of information. So it went from 1983 to 1987 on First Choice, which was a Canadian like movie channel back in the day, and HBO. Later moved to the USA Network from 1989 to 1991. So it lasted for 6 seasons, 85 episodes. The first one was about 3 episodes long, and was, like I said, starred Nicholas Campbell. 39 first run HBO episodes, and 46 that were first ran on USA. But as far as the talent behind it, well, there was a few. Sandra Bernhard was in this. Karen Black. If you got Trilogy of Terror, well, Karen Black did an episode of this. Timothy Boddens, Susan Blakely, Robert Carradine, Joe D'Alessandro. If you like Andy Warhol, then you know who that is. Michael DeBauer, of course. Elliot Gould, Zach Galligan, John Glover. The list kind of goes on and on. Everybody from Michael Madison to Franco Nero, who, of course, everybody here that watches this channel knows Franco Nero. And Shannon Tweed actually did 2 episodes. Now, it doesn't quite say it here, but there were a ton of like directors that worked on the show as well. People that you would know. Now, one of them, oh God, whose name's escaping me right now, I actually credits The Hitchhiker for starting his movie career, which would go on to become extremely famous, extremely popular. So if you ever have the chance to check out this show, yeah, that's so it's him. Like from Reservoir Dogs. He's in this. Like pretty much everybody you can think about back in the day did an episode of this show, and a lot of like directors worked on it as well. And it's killing me that I can't remember. I should have like kind of researched this one. I got another little series too to show you guys. Not exactly the kind of the level that Hitchhiker is, but just one of those like fantasy shows that didn't last very long that I did kind of get a kick out of. So I'm kind of glad to have it. So I'm hoping if I put it in Hitchhiker, they're going to say the directors and stuff for this one. So who we got? So Philip Noyce directed around 5 episodes, but I want to see. There's a certain director here that I really want to like. Richard Rothstein. Oh, now that I'm thinking of Mike Hodges, of course, directed an episode. Roger Vadim. Yeah, Roger Vadim actually directed an episode of Paul Verhoeven. Paul Verhoeven, pretty big director, does consider his career to have like kind of helped get started by the Hitchhiker. Wow. So yeah, they had a lot of people that worked well on the show. Sonia Smits was in a couple of different episodes. If you know she is, I think she's a Canadian actress. I know her here. She has a lot of Canadian shows. Anyway, I'm very excited about The Hitchhiker. I consider this to be one of the great anthology shows of all time. I really seriously do. And if you have never seen it, you got to see it. Apparently, in the episode that Willem Dafoe is in, he's scared. He legitimately scared one of the actors that was working with him. He just found Willem Dafoe an extremely scary dude, I guess. This is a guy when the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie came out, and he started to announce the casting, and Willem Dafoe was announced as a Green Goblin. Pretty much nobody was like, I can't believe it's Willem Dafoe. Everybody's pretty much, yeah, that makes sense. That really makes sense. So I grabbed another little one, and this is actually was done as a Mill Creek release, but it's actually kind of cool that they got this one put out. It was a mini-series, and then it ran into like a regular 13-episode TV show. I didn't go second season. The ratings weren't that good on it, but I did find it fun, and for the kid in me, really enjoyed it. Now, there was a book series as well, and this was Dinotopia. I'm not sure if anybody remembers this or knows what this one is. That is a very young like Wentworth Miller. If you watch like Legends of Tomorrow, or you're a Prison Break fan, that's Wentworth Miller right there. I do actually like Murdoch Mysteries. I actually got to see the kind of from far off a bit. I got to see the filming of an episode when they filmed an episode here in Newfoundland. Well, not here. I was in Newfoundland at the time. Oh, so you remember Dinotopia? So, miniseries, of course. I do remember the special effects being kind of good in this one. I don't know how it will stand up now, but I do remember them being actually being kind of impressed with the special effects. Now, I don't know if that carries over to the TV series. I don't know what kind of budget was put into to the TV show. I don't even know if I've ever seen the TV show, but I did see the miniseries. I love Amazing Stories, man. Yeah, that was a crossover with Republic of Dial, which was filmed in where I was living at the time, in St. John's, Newfoundland. Are you Canadian, Ian, or are you just familiar with some of our programming? Republic of Dial is yeah, Miller is in Legends of Tomorrow. He played the character of Mr. Freeze. Of course, they started in like Mr. Freeze. No, yes, kind of. Yeah, we're saying not Mr. Freeze. What's the character's name again? You're from Edmonton. Okay, so I'm originally from Newfoundland. I live in Nova Scotia now. But Republic of Dial is pretty much the if nobody's seen it here, shame on you, because you should have seen it. It's pretty much Rockford Files, just done in Canada. That's exactly what it is. You have lots of family from Newfoundland, so yeah. So you've probably seen Republic of Dial, and if you've ever seen Rockford Files, it's pretty much a spiritual successor to that show. And damn, they did a really good job. Murdoch Mysteries, again. If nobody else here has seen it, I do recommend it. It's a period piece, and if you like those mystery shows at all, yeah, it is actually. So yeah, so that's Wentworth Miller. They're both in Legends of Tomorrow. They were both in a they were both in Prison Break. They played brothers in Prison Break. And I think like in one of the crossovers, he actually finally gets to play with he has a boyfriend whose character in the DC universe called the Ray, and he finally gets that they finally addressed that, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, so yeah, that's the guy from Prison Break. No, he's in the miniseries. He's not in the TV show, as far as I know. Did you guys, Andrew, does anybody remember the TV show Dinotopia, Murdersville? I didn't see the TV show, but I know that it ran for like 13 episodes, and I'm guessing it kind of follows the miniseries. I guess, I hope, I don't know. It's complete, so it has the miniseries and the TV series, and I kind of dig that. Those are two shows that I got. I actually went into my local Shoppers Drug Mart, and I was walking through, and I saw Dinotopia, and I said, okay, I'm going to pick that up. That's going to be like a little stocking stuffer. And I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and I'm like kind of walking through. Good, hey, film stock. I got two great things, and I want to know if you've seen either one of these. And there's one that I hope you've seen. One is Dinotopia. Okay, this was a miniseries that became a TV series last first season. Young Wentworth Miller right there. So that's one. Now this is a real one that I really hope you've seen. That is The Hitchhiker. This one's awesome. So I'm not sure if there's any episodes you can find on like any streaming services. I don't think there's any on like so everybody remembers Dinotopia, but nobody remembers The Hitchhiker. But maybe it's where I'm older. That's kind of the first HBO show. The first one, gets the nudity and, but like Tales from the Crypt style. Basically, and the Paige Fletcher's character never really like has like anything to do with the actual stories. Rather, he's kind of the narrator, kind of like the framing device around each episode. And the episodes could get very dark. The Kinski one was actually pretty good, if I remember correctly. Video date with Shannon Tweed, and I'm sure every red-blooded male probably wishes that if they're on a dating thing, Shannon Tweed would be there. Actually, I own a few episodes of The Haunting Hour. Are You Afraid the Dark is the best out of the young shows like that. Black Mirror I love. The other one I just missed right there. Night Shift. I don't remember Night Shift. I remember a book called Night Shift. Who hosted that, or did it have a host? If you can remember the 80s, you weren't there. I sadly, dude, I remember, some of the 80s. I remember some of the 80s. Black Mirror is great. Don't watch the first episode first. I truly mean that. If you want to watch Black Mirror, and you want to get into it and like it, skip the pilot, start at the second episode, watch through the first season, watch through the first two seasons, then go back and watch the pilot. Why? The pilot's the weakest episode of the series, to the point that it might actually make you not want to watch the show. So I watched a little bit of Silicon Valley, not a lot, to be totally honest with you. There's a lot of like newer shows that I really haven't got into as much. It took me a while before I actually saw Flight of the Conchords. Hey, Reality, how's it going? I have two shows, and because everybody that comes in here, I'm going to ask them if they've seen them or not, until I find someone that's actually seen it. So, Dinotopia. This tends to be the one that everybody's seen. Dinotopia. I like Timothy Oliphant. I haven't really got a chance to sit down and watch much Hitchhiker. Watch much of it yet, Jesse. But this one that I plan to get, it's basically, I'll grab it on during. Has the series anything to do with the movie? No, like The Hitcher is is basically is just he's an evil character. The Hitchhiker is not really evil. I guess he's a middle of the road, benevolent. He's the guy that's pretty much telling the story. It's very reminiscent of like one of those old radio shows where there'd be like you'd be an announcer, there'd be somebody talking at the beginning and at the end, and you have this like creepy story in between. That's what the Hitchhiker's like. That's the type of series you'd get from that. Now, some of them, I've seen the trailer, but I have seen like stills of Kurt Russell as the what looks to be Santa Claus. Well, I'm going to guess he's Santa Claus or a Santa Claus looking guy. Remember Leonard Adaption. I'm trying to get all this. I mean, I'm missing stuff, and I'm kind of like slightly baffled in some of the things that are said here. So, Hitchhiker, nobody. The Hitcher does need a Blu-ray release. Now, I just found out this evening, because I'm a bit behind on the times, that from what was it, Down the Discs, I think it was, on their Twitter, that somebody opened up one of their Arrow releases, and it had RoboCop postcard in it. So Arrow next year is putting out a RoboCop release. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to be one of those definitive hardbox releases with like the old totally uncut one. The last movie I saw in the theater is not going to surprise you at all, Ian, is Halloween. I went to see that one. I haven't watched a lot of like movies in the theater recently. The restaurant scene Hitcher. That is awesome. Hitcher needs a really good release. I do kind of think that Arrow is going to put it out eventually. I think they're getting to that, and I think when they do, it's going to be a really sick release, man. Well, that really dated me. Using the word sick, that really dated me right now. Why not just use totally and rad? Oh no, the movie, the RoboCop is going to be like the Peter Weller one, not the TV series done here in Canada. No, it really is that good. It's that good because it's that good of an actor that's in the role. Oh, yeah, actually, I kind of am. I'm a huge fan of DC's like TV universe. You know the actress Carrie Weir. Carrie Weir, by the way, guys, if you don't know her, she is an incredibly sexy actress. She's on the Google Doc list. It's a huge list. Now, I love Carrie Weir in a lot of things. One thing that she was in that upset me was a TV series that I loved called Sliders. And Sliders was a show that was just that good. But they brought in Carrie Weir, and she's sexy. She's known for being extremely sexy. But because they put her in it, they actually took out the main lead actress of the show, Sabrina Lloyd. Sliders. And the show did go downhill after that. And it wasn't for her fault. The writing went way more sci-fi, and Quantum Leap and Sliders are like good kind of like shows to watch alongside of each other because of the kind of a similar premise. Quantum Leap does it a little bit differently. I think Sliders in the first 2 seasons especially did it extremely well. I think they lost her way later on. She's in Beastmaster too. Yes, she was actually. Nothing. We got a little bit, but it all melted, and so I go to work, and I got this gigantic Michael Kors jacket with a huge hood that looks like I'm the killer from Urban Legends, and yeah, no real snow, but it's cold, and obviously we're starting to get like, if any water comes down, it like freezes immediately. I saw some like black ice in the parking lot today when I was walking across Shoppers. And it was quite the experience. Jesse, did you say you weren't a fan of the Hitcher? That kind of flashed by, like Newfoundland. Yeah, especially where I'm from originally. See, I was born in a little place called Corner Brook. It's a bit of a town. Sasha. I'm totally missing this reference here. Tell Sasha I love him. It's the last one from a limited print run. Oh, nice. See, as you guys saw, because I showed in 2 videos, I got a really nice haul from my good friend James. And that included only my second Umbrella release that I have in my collection. And that is Fair Game. And I really, really want to watch Fair Game. I just haven't got around to it yet. And looking at it, I think I'm going to have to start like kind of an Umbrella kind of mini collection, because it looks like they put out some really great stuff. And I'm very undereducated when it comes to a lot of the Australian releases. I'm a huge fan of Fair Game, Andrew. Have been from like when I was like younger, relatively younger. But I'm watching it for a while. And yes, Bubbly is in my video again tonight. I'm soon gonna have to buy some new Bubbly. You can check on a car hood. Fair Game, yes, and of course that was homaged by Tarantino and Death Proof, and I guess it gave new life to the movie as well. I would love to see Road Games get a really good release. From London, Ontario, London, England. Because Road Games is a really good movie, and one that I really like, with of course Stacy Keach and Jamie Lee Curtis, who was incredible in that. Everybody was. That was such a cool film. You got the dingo, and the ending. Oh, of course it's available from Umbrella. Well, why don't I see? Like I just mentioned, Film Shock. I'm kind of not well versed. Hey Jerry, how's it going? In Umbrella's films. I really should get, because apparently they got some really great stuff out there. I did not, like, when James sent me Fair Game, I did not know it was available from Umbrella. I didn't even know that it was out there. It was on my want list of movies that I wanted to get. I should have thought, maybe I should look for that Ozploitation movie in Australia. Maybe that's an idea I should have looked into. Hey, happy holidays. Are you, I guess, if you're in the U.S., then I guess you've got Thanksgiving coming up, right? Next week. And of course, because I'm here in Canada, I'm actually excited about Black Friday. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about, because I like commercial. Last stop where I'm going to be. What shooting locations would I like to visit? Well, there's a few in England that I would like to go to. Oh, have a great day, and hopefully you come back here later. The say see the reality, guys. See the reality. That's, you know, that sounds strange, but you know what I mean. Well, I live in Nova Scotia. I live right next to the shooting location for the original My Bloody Valentine. Sydney Mines is where Valentine's Bluff was in that film. So I've driven through it quite a few times, and I do plan on doing a video. Unfortunately, I can't do that's one where it can't be live because internet. But I will be shooting a video sometime later on where I'll show you some of the shooting locations for My Bloody Valentine. Basically, take you in the street that it was on, see if I can get up there. I love Brian Trenchard Smith. He does great like commentary stuff as well. If you will watch Trailers from Hell, he's good on those Trailers from Hell. Whenever he does one, I really tend to like it. But my favorite, so there, Ozploitation, guys. What's your favorite Ozploitation films? So Fair Game is definitely one of my favorite Ozploitation films of all time. Top 10 slasher, right on, Jesse. And I live right now. I'm so excited. I had no idea when I was going to move here that that I was going to be living so close to where they shot My Bloody Valentine at. And I only found out, I think it was when I was researching, like, moving here, because the first house that we were looking into buying was actually in Sydney Mines. So I literally at that point would have been living in what was Valentine's Bluff. I didn't end up going there. Turkey Shoot, yes. Turkey Shoot, aka Escape 2000. You gotta love that one, Murdersville. That is a fantastic one. When I first found out about Shudder TV, The Man from Hong Kong, there's a ton of extra movies on it. Oh, I'm so looking that one down. I haven't seen the Scooby-Doo crossover episode. I heard about it. I'm way back on Supernatural. I decided a while back that I was going to stop watching, and I just slowly collect the seasons. Wake and Fright's a fantastic film, and eventually just sit down and watch them in like over like a couple weeks in a run, or two. No, but the damn show never ends. It's one of those shows that looks like it's going to be going on forever. And when you think it runs out of steam or gas, then another season comes up, and apparently it's still pretty good. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that because I would really like to see the Scooby-Doo episode, and seeing the context is going to be a little bit difficult. Oh, really? There's a Wake and Fright TV miniseries that I did not know about, Andrew. I know the original. But there's a lot of like really great exploitation things. Now, Not Quite Hollywood is a great, if you're not Australian or you don't know a lot about exploitation, then Not Quite Hollywood is probably the best way to go in and learn about exploitation. Death Cheaters, Stunt Rock, Kung Fu Killers, Danger Freaks, and the Stuntman. Nice. Fortress I've seen. Turkish Dead End Driving I love. Long Weekend, yeah, I love that one. They remade that one too. Actually, I got the remake as well, but I haven't seen it. I got it here on like a 3-pack. I think it was called something else. Like I can't remember the name right now, but there is actually a remake to that. Next to Kin. Yeah, Next to Kin is good. Shining type of horror. See, now it makes me realize there's so many cool Australian films that I don't own. Why did Ken Arrow put out like BMX Bandits? Nicole Kidman, right? With Christopher Lambert. I like Christopher Lambert. I'm a huge fan of Highlander, but I'm more a fan of the TV show Highlander than a lot of the films. The first one's okay. Chris. No, I haven't actually, and that sounds like a really horribly bad film that I would have to watch. I like those actors. Shot in West. I lived in Alberta. I got to get that. I don't have their release of Dead End Drive-In. What I would like to see is Arrow do. They did like a American Horror, Volume 1. Why not go international with it? Like do an Australian one. They can even do a Canadian one. Rather than, if they don't want to do, if they're a little nervous about doing a Volume 2. Yeah, Subway I do like, actually. Road Warrior. I have to watch it? Do I really? I'm old school. I used to live up in Camrose and then in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. See, exploitation box set. See, there. That's my idea. Feel free to tweet to Arrow Video and tell them that you would like an exploitation box set. Feel free to tag me on that tweet and say that, yes, this is an idea that I think would go over well. Yesterday, I actually asked people to tweet Vinegar Syndrome about a couple things, like an Ilsa box set. Umbrella's such a good company that I really don't have enough of. Another set that I like to see, movies that I like to see Vinegar Syndrome put out, because you guys know I'm the Vincent guy. Oh, the Mondo films? I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about them. I'm not a huge Mondo fan. I got Russ Meyer's Mondo Topless because it came with the Mondo box set. Now, Mondo films are films that kind of are reality type films of the day, where they take like slices of like everything. It could be like Mondo Brazil, and they'll show like I don't know, like Firewalker or like different Brazilian locations, and maybe like a dancer or stripper in that area. It could be like Mondo, like kind of a London, like Mondo London type of thing, where they show like the streets of London. It's usually like little snippets of like the darker side. Mondo films are something that are they can be fun. It's a genre that didn't last for a long time, but definitely one to it's not for me. But I wish I could tell you more. I'm very unversed in the Mondo film. If my dad was there, he saw them all in theater, right? Like anything that was Mondo. Think like Faces of Death. You remember those? Where they made all these like movies with the with people getting killed, stuff like that. Well, Mondo ones are just like little slices of different things. Could be like motorcycle bike riders and strip clubs and Jack Thompson. Actually, I don't know which Mondo one did they put out. That's just something weird. Isn't that the one that's something weird put out originally? Does Severin have like a something weird like I would go all the way with Vinegar Syndrome, and I'm almost going to go all the way with them. But there's one thing I do need, and that's all the colors of yellow, of Giallo. That looks really good. It's got a documentary and 4 hours of Giallo trailers with commentary by Kat Ellinger from Diabolic magazine. So that I want. But oh, that's okay. Uh, the whole idea behind this is at times I can be talking in the background so you guys can talk to one another. That's why it's a film club and not a lecture. So that's kind of the way this goes. And it lets me like just let you guys steer the conversation. Am I missing a drama thing? I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of missing that stuff. You guys know you're Australian movies. I honestly, are you serious? Are you serious, Jesse? Phone. Did you actually buy? They're not you, but hey, boredom. Did somebody actually buy those 5 covers for Cutting Class? Because ain't me. I'll get 1 cover when it comes out, but yeah, I can't believe this. Some people just got to be super collectors, I guess, that just want everything. And that's what I like. You guys are all fans, are all like kind of fans of each other. People became friends. People talk offline now. I like that. I Tim Allen's politics aside, I actually did like Home Improvement. I didn't never really watch Last Man Standing. It really kind of didn't appeal to me that much. I just didn't get into it. I tried a couple episodes. I think really, to be totally honest with you, a lot of like generic TV shows, like comedies. It's really hard for me to get into, and some like from I guess from my day that I like, the old stuff. But yeah, Vinegar Syndrome. It was a stupid idea for the for the 5 slipcovers. It really was. I'm kind of sad it's doing well. Boredom Strikes. I got to ask you, do you know this show? Because I would like to find one person on here that really knows what this is. I did watch the first episode. It actually came out on, was it YouTube or like on one kind of streaming channel? I think it came out on YouTube actually. They showed the first episode of when the show came back. But and it kind of just it was neat. But the thing was that when they referenced the new actors, I really didn't have anything to go with because I didn't remember the other actors. To be completely honest with you, so some of the jokes would have flown over my head where I hadn't seen much of the series before. That's always bothered me, is the kangaroo hunting thing. But I'm not from Australia, so I don't. You remember it? Thank you. Somebody has seen The Hitchhiker. That's one of my favorite anthology shows of all time. And this is a Christmas gift. I can't open this till Christmas. So it's got like 30 episodes. Lots of nudity and violence. And who doesn't like nudity and violence in their TV shows? Because, you know, prime stuff. I totally lost track of what I was going to say, though. I was about to say something. And I do that all the time now. As you can see, I'm wearing a sweater down here tonight because it is getting chilly here. Yes, you did, actually. It's nice to know that people... Somebody's trolling me? Oh. Okay, to be totally... Thank you, Culture Trini. I really didn't notice. Like, to be completely honest with you, things go by fairly fast on here, so I try to catch things when I do, and if something comes by... Oh, Film Schlock. What's your YouTube channel? If you can link it here, Andrew Bellina is actually very interested in it. No, I haven't put up my Christmas tree yet. A couple of my friends actually got and you've seen the meme by now. Everybody's seen it if you've been on Facebook or any social media. So basically, it's just it shows this shed and says, "Here's my Christmas tree in the shed where it's going to be because it's not yet Christmas." But no, we're going to put it up soon because my better half is going to is going to Morocco from the 9th to the 19th, and to be with family. And I got family actually coming here during Christmas. Yes, he did appear on an episode of Hitchhiker. Actually, I mentioned that earlier. I guess this was before his, family jewels. But hopefully people get the means. But so we're going to be putting it up soon. We're going to start decorating because basically she's going to be gone out of town and we want to have decorating done before she comes back because she's not coming back till the 19th. And it's already the 19th of November, and it's not that far off before she goes. So sad, but I'm glad she's going to see family because she doesn't get to see her family a lot, and I love Morocco. Oh, you just found Andrew Bellina's channel? It's awesome. He does some great stuff, even though we didn't agree on Halloween. But no, seriously, he does. I've been watching his channel for a while. And I think I found him through like a Halloween collection video at one point. Something like that. Man, this one here, see, there's a couple releases. This one has the most episodes. And this one has, one thing I didn't mention is this actually has commentaries on it as well. So, although it looks just like Alliance Atlantis did this release. So, about 30 or so episodes. If you live in Canada or Shoppers Drug Mart, this is floating around at Shoppers Drug Mart right now. Super hard to series to find. Apparently harder than I thought because nobody here knows what the show is, except for you, Boredom. But yeah, the original HBO show, the first show that HBO ever put out as a dramatic series, was this one right here. $9.99. So, Ian, I know you're up in Toronto, so you definitely, on Ontario, you definitely have the ability to get something like this. So $9.99. It's not the same old. And the reason I can't agree with that, though I do respect your opinion, I do understand why you say that, is basically because I think it was more adult than a lot of the sequels were. A lot of the sequels for Halloween, and I love them, were slasher films. The latest Halloween one didn't so much seem like a slasher film as much as it seemed like it grew up. You're in Edmonton, all right. Shoppers in every corner. Yes, you do then, don't you? So I lived about 45 minutes away from you then. Well, you wouldn't have been alive then. Back when I lived in Wetaskiwin. You can't, it's really, the thing is you can't do anything new without going too far outside of the boundaries that it's not going to be Halloween anymore. That's already happened. We've already seen that happen. Yeah, you mean where they kill the, yeah. I actually really like that sequence. The neat thing about it, though, is I think that they were smart enough to let it grow up. To not just have to say, okay, let's do this kind of by the books thing. I think that the characterization was better. I think they put more work into the writing of the script for the most part, and making us actually care about the characters a bit. Except for that boyfriend character, totally useless boyfriend character. What the hell is he used for? Oh, to put her phone in a punch bowl so nobody could call her. That's what the boyfriend character was used for. Wasted, just wasted. Denver, Arizona. I think so. It sounds familiar. Yes, Anthony. There should definitely be a sequel. He's not. That's the thing. Hey, Scotty. See, you came live this time, man. I did like the new film. I do want to see. It's one of my favorite slasher film the last little while was like, because I don't consider Halloween like slasher. It's a slasher film, but in like kind of the old school slasher film, Strangers Prey at Night, man. If you haven't seen that, please do. It's an 80s slasher film that I think is gonna, like, it's an 80s style slasher film that I think is gonna get already working here. Oh, hey, well, it's nice to get you in here though, man. Scolder, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask everybody when he comes in this channel. Do you remember this TV series? Because so far, Boredom Strikes remembers it. See, Prey at Night is the one that, when I watched it, Andrew, automatically knew that was going to be something you'd like. Yes, Calder, thank you. The Hitchhiker, hands down, one of the most underrated anthology shows of all time, and to this day, still doesn't have a release. Mother's Day was good. Which Mother's Day are we talking about, though? The original, or kind of like I wouldn't say remake, but kind of like a reimagining of it? Oh, is it because you were younger at the time and like nudity and stuff? He wasn't a fan? Dude, he has to rewatch it. He has to recheck it. Troma. Yeah. I really like the original Mother's Day. I've got it actually in my Slasher Classics 88 Films collection over there. Creepy cover. I love the creepy cover. And I actually got the pin with the mother with the skeleton face on it. Great ending. When I first saw the movie, I really should have saw the ending coming, but I didn't. And it was a super fun one. And Troma does have a channel with a lot of their movies on it, don't they? I've never really checked it out, but they do have like kind of a YouTube. Is it a YouTube channel with like kind of like some movies that they have on for free, right? I do try to, if I see Troma films in the wild, especially if they are Troma, or if I go to a convention, I definitely go to the Troma table. Then I definitely grab up like a bunch of their stuff. I got to speak with Lloyd Kaufman, though I'll be completely honest with you. When we were talking, he was talking more to my better half, because his daughter was over. Oh God, where is it at? Somewhere. You have 2 Troma titles currently. I've got a few. Hold on, I'll show you my Troma collection, DVD stuff, right? I think so. Jesse, I really think that Mausoleum is going to be one of them. It's I think I've got a copy, like a sort of a copy. Hold me for a second, guys, and I'll be right back. Don't say anything negative to somebody, because that's just the way not to be on here. James, you did? Excellent. Awesomeness. There's not. Oh no, basically his daughter was over in another country, and was a country where there was a bit of political strife going on at the time, and my better half was very well versed in talking about it. So that's what that was one of the conversations that they had. They started to have a kind of a political conversation, and right there I knew that Lloyd Kaufman is definitely a smart guy and way smarter than I'd ever given him credit for. And that's a shame because I really should have given him credit for that. Extremely intelligent. I'll be right back. Troma. Let's do Troma tonight, and let's talk a little bit about Mausoleum, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of them. So I got some Troma Blu-ray, but I'm not going to go grabbing or finding that right now. See if you guys left me. Was I gone that long? Philip Marlowe was the one that had what's his name? Was it Treat Williams? Something like that. I can't remember his name right now. No, Powers Booth. I think it was Powers Booth was in Philip Marlowe. Thanks. You know your stuff, man. You know your HBO. You had HBO. I had First Choice, Canadian channel. So quickly go through my Troma DVDs and see what ones what you guys are fans of, which ones you like. Because why not do Troma? So this is a one of their trailer. One of the last Independents. So I got to kind of cover part of this one. Oh wow, that you really did have HBO back in the early days, didn't you? So this is the kind of the trailer tape. It had a bunch of stuff on it, but it had 4 hours of, I'm going to read this out here, traumatic goodies, trailers, shorts, and skid marks. Because see what's behind the years of greatness. So that there is, of course, is a young Tiffany Shepis who is showing off, well, what I'm not showing her behind, which is really, oh, I love Dream On. One of the Brian Ben amazing show. Of course, he was in like I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren, but I loved that one. So we got like music videos, top 10 trailers, 71 trailers from the Troma collection. Whoa, and right here, Death by Temptation. Shorts including Toxie Gets Killed, Rashomon, Introduction to Troma Dance, which is a kind of a short film, like a thing that they do. So this is one that's kind of was really popular through that Troma, and as you can see, I got signed by Lloyd and one of the actors actually that was in the film. Was she really? I didn't know that. What was her name over? What was her other name? Do I want to know? Okay, is it safe to put on here? This is Troma. So this is, oh, what's my favorite Troma film? Wow, I don't know really. I like a lot of them. This is actually pretty cool. Let me see. If I got it here, we'll get to it. Poltergeist is a fun one. This is the we had like the Blu-ray there, but for some reason I really liked the DVD. I wanted it. Truth is Stranger Than Chicken. Is the second disc. Poultry in Motion, which I think is like a documentary on the film. Yep, the feature-length behind-the-scenes documentary on the making of Poltergeist. Definitely worth checking out. Next up is one of the infamous ones that he produced. And these guys would go on to make a lot of great stuff. And this is one that I do recommend. If you don't have it, and it's a bunch of short films. And honestly, I got to say, what the heck? Did the case break on this? Because I got to get a new case if it did. It did, actually. That's basically, hey, is Astron 6. Now, if you're not familiar with Astron 6, or you've never seen any of the other films like The Editor or Turbo Kid or anything like that, these guys are talented. They really, really do know their stuff. And this is a great short one. There's some really cool stuff on it. Gore Blade, Inferno of the Dead, Ghost Killer is actually not bad. Somebody's in real need for, somebody really wants attention. The Void. I don't think I've seen The Void yet, actually. Bulimia? Really? That doesn't surprise me. This is Troma after all. But yeah, there's one on this here, and I can't remember which one it is. But it's a combination at the beach, 80s, sex comedy, slasher short. And it's really, really good. It's actually the first short on here. A couple of these are actually turned out to be super creepy, and one or two of them actually did get eventually made into films. But definitely worth owning. Next up is one that was originally thought to be one of the ones that Vinegar Syndrome will be putting out during their Halloween, their Black Friday sale. Manborg, thank you. That's the one I was trying to remember. Manborg's the one that was a short and actually got made into an actual feature. So this one was one that a lot of people thought Vinegar Syndrome were going to be putting out for... Let's try something here for you guys. Well, you know what it's going to be, don't you? It is The Children. So this is the original, like, the DVD that they put out. They're the 25th anniversary edition DVD. I do love the cover to this. And when I went to, when I knew Troma was going to have a table at the convention that I was going to, I knew that this was like high on my list of ones that I wanted to get. One of the ones I couldn't get that I wanted was Cannibal the Musical. That actually sold out. It was sold out before within minutes of it getting there. They only had a few copies of it. But Children I wanted. So this, in case anybody hasn't ever seen it, it's actually fairly creepy. It's not bad. I really watched Troma. That is awesome. That is something I would do. Next up is one that I do recommend everybody pick up. And again, this one has a Tiffany Shepis short in it, short film. Actually, they're not bad. Now you have to understand, I'm not a videophile to the point like I've got my 4K and I love it, but I collect a lot of DVDs, and I do well, like, if a movie, I come from like the areas of VHS and CEDs, so if a movie's watchable, I let a lot slide if I enjoy the film. Um, are they the best prints? Not always the best prints. Some of them I'd have to go through them again, but some are better than others. Sergeant Kabuki Man, actually I don't have that one. Yeah. All right, let's see here. All right. Just had to do something. So this is nothing, there's nothing to hide out there. There's nothing out there. This is really good. Better than Scream. Ah, yes it is. You do know there's nothing out there. This is a really good movie. This is one that I would like to see them put out in like a, get like Vinegar Syndrome to like, because this is really, really cool. This is Rolf Kaninsky. And if you're familiar with this stuff, then you'll, this is actually one of his best. Hey, welcome back, Andrew. I had to do something. Twilight Time, are they really? The only problem for me with that, James, is that Twilight Time, like any company outside of Canada right now, that looks like the critics. It kind of reminds me, actually, the monster, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Zuni Fetish doll. I have seen Terrifier. It's okay. I think that guy that played Art the Clown was much more talented than the actual film itself. It it's fun. It's got a bunch of gore in it, but I was never. It didn't really kind of wow me. And maybe I'd heard too much about it, but like people saying, "Oh, this, you got to see Terrifier. You got to see Terrifier." But yeah, there's lots of gore. If I was like, maybe if I was like 16 or 17, and I was like just getting into like slasher gore stuff, maybe I'd be more into Terrifier. But I really didn't get into it then. Yeah, some of the acting was kind of iffy in it, but Art the Clown was really good. He really committed, and you gotta like admire when they do that. On this one, by the way, Andrew, great one. These are some of my favorite Troma releases. Not this one so much, but the series. So this is Toxic Avenger Part 2. Why does it have a $9.95 sticker on it? I didn't pay that much for it. So anyway, so there we go. Toxic Avenger Part 2. I do, of course, have the original on Blu-ray as well, the 88 Films edition. And I also have the Tromorphic widescreen. Actually, I haven't seen Vor. The 21st Anniversary Edition. See, what's kind of comical is I bought a movie for my dad, and my dad wasn't really interested in a lot of the Troma films, but he wanted one that they did called it was a Paul Naschy film that they they put out. They didn't produce it or anything, but they put it out. And I haven't got a chance to yet. This I really want to. You're not a fan of Toxic Avenger, the superhero made with toxic waste? Hey, Action Jackman, we're talking Troma right now. But first, I must ask you this question that I ask everybody. Action Jackman, do you know the show? But yeah, so Lloyd Kaufman says, we didn't put, I'm getting them some movies. I'm getting some for my dad. So he's like, I didn't really make this movie. It's, we just put, we kind of like bought the rights and stuff. And he's got a lot of graffiti on it. And so he's like, he said, okay, I'll sign this one for your dad. And because Lloyd Kaufman has an awesome sense of humor, he writes down, from Aaron's gay lover, Lloyd Kaufman. So that's what's on my dad's Troma copy from Paul Nashi. But you know, Paul Nashi film. Yeah, from Aaron's Gay Lover, Lloyd Kaufman. So that was super cool, actually, of him to do that. And he signed everything that I bought, and I bought more than anybody else in at that convention, like for Troma. And actually, they told me I probably bought the most that they've ever seen somebody buy of their films at a convention, which I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but that's me. This one here I really like. You ever seen any Troma films? This is Tromeo and Juliet. Definitely like a different film. Now this one is where James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy. This was where he got his start at. He started working with Troma as well, and he wrote and directed this one, I think, if I remember correctly. I know he directed it for sure. Pretty sure he wrote it too. No, Lloyd Kaufman directed it. So I'm wrong. Lloyd Kaufman directed this film. James Gunn wrote this film. I'm sure he did second unit directing. I'm sure he did. I'm going to save my face by saying I'm willing to bet he did some second unit directing on there. But yeah, of course, later on he would do Slither and become famous for Guardians of the Galaxy, and is now doing Suicide Squad 2, which means that Suicide Squad 2 has a chance to be something that Suicide Squad 1 wasn't, a good film. But yeah, if you've never seen Romeo and Juliet, it's a pretty cool one. What is this? Oh, cute. So, apparently, it's been a while since I've seen this one, because I forgot that they had the Romeo and Juliet, you know, tattoos. So next up is one that was done by Vinegar Syndrome, and I've been recommended to get the upgraded release. Now this one, it does not have a great print at all, actually. It's Daddy's Little Darlings, most commonly known under the name of Pigs. So for a while, this was the only print you could get. It's not a great print of the film. It's okay. It's definitely watchable. But again, it's not a great print. If you're going to watch Pigs, get the Vinegar Syndrome edition. It's really much better. This one I've shown recently, so I won't go into it too much. That's, of course, is a Sexy Box. Squeeze Play, Waitress, Stuck on You, and The First Turn On. Oh yeah, Prime has a ton of Troma. Prime has a lot of like the kind of the cooler, sleazier stuff. When you think Amazon, you don't really think like HBO or Skinamax type of stuff, but they got the best stuff when it comes to that. Next up is I never remember this film. I know I've seen it, but I've got to rewatch it. I hope there's someone else there that I don't have to block. I had to block somebody tonight, and I don't normally have to like do that, but if you got to, you got to, right? A reporter is asking a woman rapid fire questions while her house is burning down. Like, what is that film? That sounds so familiar. Oh, this one. So this is where evil dwells. Evil lives. Sorry. This is an anthology film. Claudia, I don't remember this. I know I've seen this, but I don't know if it's that bad that I forget it or if I just forget the film. I really forget. I know I've watched this film, but I totally forget it. I'm going to have to watch this film, like, seriously in the near future. Here's one that I got from a video store, and I'm actually a fan of this Extremely Bad series. I would love to see all of them put out. See, somebody else remembers it too. Somebody will find it on here. That is, this one's a Mr. Skin pick-to-click release. Witchcraft 666. So I'm sure you've seen, everybody here has probably seen at least one or two of the Witchcraft films. The earlier ones are definitively the best in the series, so such as that goes. And actually, definitely want to check out. What's kind of comical is that when they put features on Troma films, they really... It's Cool Duder making... See, wasn't Cool Duder already in like 2 Witchcraft films? Like, didn't he already act in 2 of them? Like kind of like in a character, not like a major character, but he was in like at least 2 of them. They were like super... let's just, they weren't well done, but they were fun. They're like... Witchcraft is one of those train wreck type series that you got to watch. Now, next up here are what we call the Troma Masterpiece Collection. And they are The Last Horror Story with Joe Spinell and Carolyn Monroe. You guys know I'm a huge Joe Spinell fan, so this was a must for me. Yeah, he's smart that way. Next up, of course, is Combat Shock, which is super dark, kind of depressing. Definitely enjoyed it. Repeating feature extras, yeah, they do that. They get a kick out of it. They don't care. They're basically, that's good trolling, guys. Spinell was such an amazing actor, Jesse, and highly underrated. And of course, Mad Dog Morgan with Dennis Hopper. So a lot of these films have not been put out by Vinegar Syndrome yet, but we definitely do have the chance of like the alternate cover. I wonder if this one has an alternate cover. I gotta check, you know. Nope. It has white. Lots of white. It's a great film, though. Mad Dog Morgan's Australian, yeah. Maniac and The Undertaker. Actually, Andrew Bellina, if you don't have The Undertaker from Vinegar Syndrome, I do recommend it. It's actually, he actually has a really good performance in it. He maybe had his sweatiest. Yeah, Mad Dog Morgan's definitely legendary. Dennis Hopper, kind of legit insane during the making of this film. Definitely a different guy when this one's being done. There's a really good like conversation with haven't seen Undertaker. You really should. If you like the Maniac, then I think you're gonna like Undertaker. No, there's a Code Red release. It's not as good. It's not Undertaker, goes under the different other one, like Kinski and Sane actually. So yeah, it is definitely like that. So yeah, if you have not seen this, there's like this one is a 2-disc set. You get the movie here and features, and actually are features that are based on the film. Because the thing that I do have to say is that they do take the Troma Masterpiece collection actually fairly seriously. The features really are features that are based on the films, whereas like regular regular Troma releases are pretty much the Troma stuff, but the other ones they're when you ever get a Troma Masterpiece is a Cockfighter. Actually, I really want to see it. That's Warren Oates, right? Cockfighter is Warren Oates. I'm pretty sure it's Warren Oates. Am I right or wrong in that one? But it's a movie that I really, really want. And I think that it was talked about on an episode of Pure Cinema with Brian Sauer, who actually comes in here, and of course Eric Kane. So here I didn't stand, yeah. Has Cockfighter gotten a really good release? Stranger mad. Yeah, I know. I'm a huge Warren Oates fan. I talk about like my era release of like Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia a lot, and I really push it as like something that everybody should have in their collection. And usually when I do, like the room goes radio silent whenever I say that. Anyway, tonight I got to go to bed early because I got to work early. But the good thing about that is I get off early. So I'm getting off a little bit earlier every night this week. So, yay. Which means if I got a topic, hey, 13th Wolfman, you're coming just as I'm going. I've got to ask you this, 13th Wolfman. You will know this. There are 2 shows that I got. I can't see them until Christmas. But I'm going to show the 13th Wolfman. You got to tell me if you've seen these shows. You got to be honest with me. First, I'll show you this one. Do you know Dinotopia? Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that, and I've taken to trying to make this a 100% live channel. See, Rich remembers Dinotopia, but this one here, 13th Wolfman. Come on, you must have seen this, with as many horror actresses as you've talked to, and with the Dorkening. I'm sure you've come across some of the people that have acted in this series right here, The Hitchhiker. See, we can't end this video until we find out that if the 13th, it's like the suspense thing. Dun dun dun. Has 13th Wolfman seen what I consider one of the most underrated anthology films that's ever happened? Yes! And it's a yes. So we have another person here that has seen The Hitchhiker and agrees with me on its awesomeness. Even though you didn't like Windows. I can understand you not liking Windows, but Hitchhiker, there's a little bit of slice of awesomeness. It's not too long, and I think you'll like it. And for $9.99, for that, oh, it is actually, I'm not sure where it would be around there, but Shoppers Drug Mart, this is actually showing up. Alliance Atlantis release. I'm not sure how much this is online. Probably fairly cheap because I didn't pay a lot for it. Symptoms is good. It's still like, well, it's better than Windows, definitely. But it's still that, you know, the type of film. It's gonna be a slower burn of a film. But I did really like it. But I do think you like The Hitchhiker. There's a little bit of everybody and a little bit of everything in there. Windows XP was the worst. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, there's like a couple different releases. There's a Koch meter release as well. Now this one here does have the commentaries. So the episodes that do have like do crossover with the release that came out before this does have like one of them was kind of bare bones, and one of the earliest release had commentaries on it. And this one has the commentaries on the episodes that were released before. So there are commentaries on some of the episodes for that set. So look out for it. The Hitchhiker, check it out, guys. And Dinotopia, if you like, you're a child or you're a child at heart, or you got kids and they really love dinosaur stuff. Hi, I'm Aaron. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Black Friday, so cool. 13 Wolfman, I hope to see you here next time, and we'll talk Black Friday next time, maybe 13 Wolfman, because I want your opinion on the whole Vinegar Syndrome Severin thing. Film Schlock, the amazing guys out there, thank you for coming in, talking with each other, talking together. Andrew Polina, definitely check out Andrew's channel if you really haven't. Seriously do. 13th Wolfman, check him out. Check out the Dorkening, Action Jackman, all you guys. You totally rock. And Jesse, man, and thanks for putting up with some of the craziness that went on in the channel tonight. I actually seriously had to go, like, stop. Hey, Culture Trini, thanks. I had to stop, and I do apologize, Culture Trini, if I did have to actually go and block somebody, which I rarely have to do, because I do want to keep this like a positive environment. But if there's negativity just going on, I just, you know, put a squash on that. And because we know who the movie club is, and the movie club, you guys are fantastic. For me right now, it really is time for tea and then sleep, because my voice has been going. It's been a really rough night, and Black Friday's coming up, which is great for me and bad for me, because I work in the type of job where Black Friday is hell day for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here in the movie library. You guys rock.